What is up, my beautiful people? This is Kristen Peoples coming to you with bossofculture.org. I hope you're doing super fabulous today. I am sitting back here enjoying this lovely weather on my back deck, and all is well. But I wanted to pop in with you guys because I wanted to kind of share with you something that I came across on my journey, and I think it would be beneficial for you guys to hear what happened to me and how I handled it. But let me preface it by saying this. You guys, if you are dealing with workplace bullying abuse, let me tell you this. It is just the beginning of you dealing with workplace bullying abuse. And what I mean by that, because I don't want to discourage anyone, is that oftentimes we deal with things in life because we are charged with a task. And the task sometimes has to come back to revisit us to see if we've learned our lesson. Remember, I always tell you guys that every person is a lesson and every situation is a lesson. So whether that be a child, whether that be a bully at work, whether that be a bad experience, it's about what you can take from that situation and what you can learn from that. So I want you guys to make sure that you always grasp that no matter what you're going through. It's not about something happening to you. It is something that is happening for you. So, but before I get into all that, because what I have to share with you guys is kind of funny, I want to pull an affirmation here, you guys, from the Power Thought deck. You guys, I love my Louise Hay Power Thought deck, and I just wanted to see what messages I need to share with you guys before we even get started. And here we go. The message I got today says, I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. Divine wisdom guides me. Is divine wisdom guiding you? I would say that it is each and every single day. Of course, this video would not be complete without us clearing the space. And if you guys hear a bunch of noise, my son is over here playing. He's shooting baskets. I've got the fountain going. That, I love a good fountain. And the air conditioning is on. So it's summertime, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to have things that happen outside, those outside noises, but we keep it moving. And I'm seeing that my little match strips aren't working today. Okay. All right, so we just go with the flow. You guys, I am just sending some positive energy your way. I had the Palo Santo ready to light, but my little strips are not working here on my for my matches, so we're gonna go with it. And I want you guys to also understand, it's all about, in this life, it's all about progress, not perfection. I remember when I first started this channel, and if you go back to some of my earlier videos, you'll see that I'm just stiff as a board, and I was in the midst of, trying to recover for real from the workplace bullying abuse. So I would say I've come a long way, and I used to beat myself up for not being perfect. And now I'm completely happy with being imperfect, because I'm imperfectly perfect, and I love me for that, and I love you for that as well. So what I wanted to share with you guys today was with regards to a bully that I just encountered not too long ago. And it's actually to the point where it's almost comical. So you guys know that I pretty much I've always been an entrepreneur on the side, and now I'm doing it full time now. Between the coaching one-on-one here with bossofculture.org and also real estate. I'm a real estate agent here in Michigan, and I totally love each and every day that I get up doing something that I love. And it's always at the core of my business is always helping people. So with that being said, you do still have to deal with people, right? That's life. You still have to deal with people. And I don't care what kind of spiritual practice you have, what kind of meditations you do, what kind of breath work and positive affirmations you do, you're still going to come across some people that just aren't on your level. You're going to come across some people that aren't elevated, and you just have to learn how to deal with them. So I'm big on educating myself, and what I've been listening to the last couple days, and I actually have the hard copy book. It's called The Kybalion. And The Kybalion, when listening to the book, and I listened to that while walking my dog and working in my garden, it has so many similarities to my favorite book of all, which is The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn, who's another one of my mentors. And guys, I want to also say this too with regards to mentors. A mentor doesn't necessarily have to be someone that you speak with on a monthly or weekly basis. A mentor can be someone that's gone on, like the beautiful Louise Hay and the beautiful Florence Scovel Shinn, right? You know, Maya Angelou, she's another one of my mentors. And when I say I refer to these mentors have given me nuggets of wisdom that they've used to navigate through this life, and they capitalize on their success through sharing that information with others, and so that it can make it easier for others that come after them. Hence the reason why I started this channel and the reason why I started bossupculture.org. So I want to say that listening to the Kybalion and its comparison, its stark comparison in regards to how everything is mental, it astonished me. And I was really intrigued by the fact that everything truly is mental, right? We can all be in the same room together and have different experiences. We can be conversating with the same exact people, and each and every one of us come away from the conversation with something different, from the whole experience with something different. We could be eating the same, we can all order appetizers together and all have the same appetizer, and yet the experience for each and every individual is different. So it's not necessarily, when you're dealing with bullies, it's not necessarily, and then this is in anything in life, it's not necessarily the action of the other person, it is the reaction of yourself, and it's the reality that you set for yourself. So on to my little story. So being in the real estate field, I love the fact that I can hire and fire whomever I want. The unfortunate thing is that sometimes I have to deal with other realtors, and sometimes other realtors are just not as nice. You know, I believe in playing fair in the sandbox. You never know who you're going to come across again in life, and vice versa. Everyone should feel that way. Treat people the way you want to be treated, right? It's the golden rule. But everyone doesn't think that way, because everyone's not on your level. So I met this lady. I had a client, and we put an offer in on a property. And I was able to, like, you know, you guys, if you're ever dealing with me, if you tell me you like something, I'm going to do whatever I can do to make sure that you get the house that you love, right? And so I did it. You know, I made the phone calls I needed to make right in front of her to let her know that my client was legit. And she just was on, for some reason, she just was, without me sharing too much of the whole situation, because I do have fiduciary duties, but she just came off to me as kind of shady from the jump. But my client really loved this place, and I wanted to make sure I was going to do everything in my power for her to get it. Fast forward to yesterday. Yesterday we had what you call an appraisal on the property, and the appraisal did not come back to her liking. I'm not saying the appraisal didn't come back to my buyer's liking, and I'm not saying that the appraisal didn't come back to the seller's liking, but the appraisal did not come back to the liking of the listing agent. For the life of me, I cannot understand when I tried to ask her, hey, let me know what it is that you have an issue with, when I sent her the addendum to change the purchase price because the appraisal came a little bit lower than we thought. My client was still offering an appraisal gap over the appraised value, so, you know, no love lost there, right? But for whatever reason, she really had an issue with it. So she had been very unreasonable from the very beginning. I mean, it was contracts I needed her to sign and forms from my office that she didn't want to sign. And it just, every little step just seemed like, you know, you ever deal with someone, it's just like every little thing that should be so simple, it's just like pulling teeth. And it's usually because that person is usually miserable and incompetent within themselves. And I recognized that early on. So I gave her what she wanted. I matched and mirrored, you know, some of the things that she was, you know, how she was acting. And so I wanted to make her feel comfortable so that we can get the deal done, because at the end of the day, it's all about my client, right? I tried my best, you guys. I tried my best to just deal with this woman until finally that Little Miss Nice Kristen had to be, this is business Kristen now. This is no longer Nice Kristen, because now she wants to cancel the deal because she doesn't like the numbers that came back on the appraisal. Is it ego on her part? Absolutely. Some people in this life, and I noticed that when you're dealing with workplace bullies, and they could be bullies that you meet each and every day. In my case, she has a very strong personality. I saw that very early on. I'm a very good read of people. And sometimes people take your kindness for weakness. So how do you win when you're dealing with someone like that? Well, let me tell you a little secret. He who acts as if they care loses. Whenever you're in a situation and you're feeling or you're acting desperate, people can pick up on that desperation and use that desperation against you. So guess what I did? I act as if I didn't care, because I don't. She threw all kinds of temper tantrums. She called the loan officer, screaming at her, because once again, she wanted to control the whole situation. She wanted us to use her loan officer. You know, it was just this whole control thing that she had going on, that she had to be in total control of everything. So, ironically, when you're dealing with a difficult person, things happen to kind of help you out. So, the day before, I received a call from her boss, and he wanted to know how working with her was. He just was, he wanted to congratulate me on, on the purchase agreement, and he said he knows that, everything's going to work out great, but if I, have any concerns, that I can give him a call. I was a little leery when I received that call, and this was prior to her acting a fool. And then she acted a fool, and then it further verified why her manager called me. Did you think that I was not going to call him back because he invited me to call him back? And I did, because now you're messing with my client and what she wants out of a home. She loves that home. And again, I'm going to make sure that she gets it. My client did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. The numbers just didn't come back in her favor. You guys, she wrote a scathing email. Emailed her boss, because she's pissed now because I called her boss, right? Actually, I returned his phone call. This is something I would have never done back in the day, because I always try to treat people the way I want to be treated. But guess what? She wasn't treating me and my client the way we wanted to be treated. So don't ever feel bad for standing up for yourself and standing up for others, because that's essentially what I did. Because the old me would have said, oh my God, I don't want to rock the boat. I want to be, the realtor that everyone gets along with. But guess what? Everybody is not in that game. And you got to learn to say, okay, this is what it is. Let me go ahead and deal with this situation and move on. And that's what I chose to do. So yes, I did call her boss. And yes, I did snitch on her. And I snitched on her because she was jeopardizing what my client wanted. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys too is that she sent a scathing email to her boss. Another tactic that people do when they're narcissists, because at the end of the day, bullies are narcissists, right? The world revolves around them. They have no empathy. They can care less about you or anybody else. They're always right, and God forbid you ever challenge them on something, right? Because they are right, and the universe revolves around them. And then when you have someone like me who interrupts the flow, well, then they're not so happy with us, right? So she sends a scathing email. Lie after lie after lie after lie. And you guys, I'm big on documentation. So I read her email, and I read her email just laughing. In the meantime, I had already walked my dog earlier and was working in the garden, and I was listening to the book, The Kabbalion. And I suggest you guys get it. It has a lot of information. It talks about, how hot and cold are pretty much the same. But just the only difference is the degrees. Love and hate, same thing. It is the same medium, but there's degrees to it. Where does love begin and where does hate begin, right? Where does love end and where does hate end? It's the same thing on polar opposites. That's the law of polarity. And again, they talked about the law of mentalism. Everything that you believe, you will conceive. And so I chose, and that book could not have come at a better time. I chose to say, you know what? I'm going to have success in this transaction. And I'm not going to let someone else who's not feeling good about themselves ruin my day or this for my client. And I want you guys to have that same mentality, knowing that you have the power in here. Your whole world, again, the example that I gave of going out to dinner, sharing the appetizer, being at someplace, we're all here together and we're all experiencing the same thing. However, we take everything from those experiences quite differently. Know that you make up how you feel. Know that the way you show up is the way people have to treat you. And when you set boundaries, people have, whether they like it or not, they have to respect you and they have to respect that. So, you ask, what did you do about the email? Again, I read the email, I laughed, it was a bunch of lies. Was I going to waste my time going back and forth? Something that the old me would do. I would respond to the email, debunking all of the lies. But me going back and forth with her would have done what? Got me upset. I would have wasted, what, about an hour? Sometimes, you read these long emails, it took about an hour for these people to construct. I don't have that kind of time. I don't have that kind of time for nonsense. If it's not making me happy, then I'm not going to put in the time and the effort. So, I want you guys to start categorizing what's important and what's not. When someone writes you something or someone says something about you that's untrue, if you know it's untrue, what they want from you is a response. So give them the response they don't want. Don't say anything at all, because I didn't say anything at all. Her boss ended up emailing me, asking me for the report. I gladly sent it because I knew that the facts were on my side. That's the other thing. When you know that the facts are on your side, you don't have to explain yourself. Somebody can lie all day long. But best believe, I did email someone and say, hey, these are the facts. This is what happened. Documentation. Because you never, ever know. So, you guys, I've always told you too, move in silence. She doesn't know I documented and recorded, so to speak, in writing what was happening with her, what she was doing that may have been unethical. I just made a note to myself, should I ever need it. So, remember, if you don't take anything else from this video, he who cares loses. Not to say that you should walk around here not caring, but when it comes to something insignificant and to insignificant people and to people who are narcissistic and love to hear themselves talk and love to make sure that they're the only person in the room that's speaking and you can't speak and that they're the only person that's always right, well, then you know the answer. No response is often the best response. Make your moves in silence. Do your documentation the way you know is beneficial to you. And just reserve your peace. Your energy is everything, my friend. Your energy is everything. And everyone doesn't deserve to be in your space. And everyone doesn't deserve to be in your life. So, be wise. Know who to address and who not to address. Weigh what is important versus what is not important, and then go from there. But guys, I'd like to say that everything I went through in those past 10 years, boy oh boy, has it taught me some lessons. Because the old me would have been up at night thinking about, oh my gosh, what are they going to think about me? I used to care about what people thought about me. I always wanted to make people happy. Guess what? I don't care anymore. Because no matter what you do, you're going to always have people that like you and don't like you. No matter what you do. Just do you, be authentic to yourself, treat people the way you want to be treated, handle your business, and you know what? Let God, let the universe take care of the rest. You don't need to explain yourself to anybody, especially to anybody who doesn't mean anything to you. I'm going to keep you guys posted when we make it to that closing table. But just know that your peace and your energy is everything, and don't give it up to people that can't afford it. People that want to just bring you in their space. Until next time, visit me at bossofculture.org. We got so many resources on our resources page. You guys, if you're looking for new employment, it's there. If you're looking for an employment attorney, it's there. If you're looking for a therapist, it's there. If you're looking to donate and volunteer, you have the opportunity to do that there. If you're looking to subscribe to this channel, do it here and do it now. Don't just watch these videos. I know you guys are watching my videos. Give me some thumbs up. Show me some love. Share these videos. I still have some room for one-on-one coaching. You guys, I'm working on some really great projects here for bossofculture.org, so I'm really, really excited about that. You guys, in the meantime, keep your head up. Stay hydrated. Stay meditated. Stay loving on yourself. Stay loving, do only the things that count and make you better. And until next time, I love you. Peace. Bye.